Yeah, they are the artists. It's crazy. You know what's funny is that Morgan, you see them all over the world. Yeah, they're huge. Really?
This whole setup, we have to fight for that. So I was just in Colorado, and I was so surprised with all these white people that live in the world, all these white people, seniors, in this world.
Yeah.
I can't be in this one. I'm fighting for this. Since I've been like 19 years old, I've been coming here.
Like 80.
64.
Oh, she's the best. I'm not her kind of years ago. She's so cool. Really? Oh, gosh. Not even lying. Sorry to hear that.
So,
I love being around her. It's cute. Yeah, I'm gonna go. If I can get you guys here. No, I can't tell you what to do. Yeah. Hello, mic check, mic check. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, good morning, everyone.
and we should have a whole community back here. He should really talk about it.
Hello.
Can I get you guys to move in just a little bit?
Hi.
It's about 2 hours. Thank you for being here. It's at the gym, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just met.
Okay. We go way back.
You guys got the shot? We all in there? We need to move? You got it.
All right, good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here. I'll go ahead and open up. I'm Shane Harris, the president and founder of the People's Association of Justice Advocates. I'm joined today by a number of leaders that are here with me to make this announcement in regard to a step that we have made on this effort. Can you grab Paul Kruger, please? A step that we have made on this effort. And so I just want to, from my right, your left, my right to the left, my left, and your right, your left to your right is Sibel Thompson, the former director of real estate assets. Also, we have Vicki Morgan. We have Yvette Porter Moore, Brian Gooden, Bob Lehman, the executive director of the San Diego Museum Council, and we have Darwin Fishman, the one of the conveners of the Racial Justice Coalition of San Diego. I just want to give a big hand to our community who has made this possible and which we're going to announce today. We just want to give a big hand to our community. Today we are making such a important announcement about the future of culture in Balboa Park. Just several years ago, my office and others came alongside Makeda Dredd Cheatham, who could not be here because due to another meeting. However, I'm sort of the nephew, so I have a little liberty to talk about this from a deeper level, but also from a level of advocacy. In 2017, that was when I first became aware of the fact that the Worldbeat Cultural Center here in Balboa Park was at risk of losing its space, its spot. That was also when I became first aware that culture was at risk of losing its spot here in Balboa Park. And that was when we began the efforts of looking at this issue and trying to organize around it. The Worldbeat Cultural Center has been a cultural epicenter of Balboa Park, providing people from around the world a space to congregate, to study history, for wonderful events such as the reggae concerts. I know many of you have been to those reggae concerts. And the fact that the Worldbeat Center has just been a place and a space for the community to come together. Community from around the world, from Asia to Africa, from Kuala Lumpur to Thailand. So many people have come here to the Worldbeat Cultural Center. They've heard about this center from around the world. It also is a space for San Diegans all over the county who come here, from Spring Valley to San Marcos and from Chula Vista to San Diego. People come here to celebrate community, to celebrate family, to celebrate life and joy, cultural joy. And the Worldbeat Center was founded by Makeda Dredd Cheatham, who is what I call a vegetarian cultural visionary of San Diego. She was the founder of the Prophet restaurant. Some of you might remember the first vegan restaurant in San Diego. She has been just everything innovation, everything about the future. Makeda was far ahead of her time, on time and time again, when you look at what she's done. And the founding of the Worldbeat Cultural Center was a monumental mark in San Diego's history. This has been, however, a fight to secure a lease for this center. And we know without a lease agreement, space is at risk, and the center has been at risk because there's been no agreement on the table. In 2017, when I first began advocating for this measure and this push, there was great concern that this space was going to be taken, be removed, that it was at risk because there was no solidifying of its place in Balboa Park. In 2018, at the Martin Luther King celebration that is annually held here, which draws hundreds of San Diegans, I called on then Mayor Kevin Faulconer and the City Council to approve a 30-year lease for the Worldbeat Cultural Center. In 2020, there were conversations going on about Inspiration Point, in which we are standing in here in Balboa Park. It was viewed as a visionary space for an affordable housing development. And I argued then that no, this is not the space for an affordable housing development. This is what exactly it should be. A space for community, culture, and people from all over the world to gather, to study history and to enjoy community. And it was then in 2020 that we went to the Balboa Park committee to argue the fact that this Inspiration Point in which we are standing in, these centers should not be removed, and that this should continue to be a space of culture and community. We argued in 2023, last year, when I honored Makeda Dredd Cheatham with my office's Key to the Movement. We argued then in calling for a town hall that there should be a lease. Makeda Dredd Cheatham and I went to meetings with Council member Chris Ward, who is now in the State Assembly. We challenged Todd Gloria, who was on the city council representing this district, to do right by this center and to help them secure a lease. And sadly to say, he was not a part of the original efforts to ensure that. This has been a fight of progression over and over and over again. And today, we are standing here because we have been able, as a community, to secure a moment in time that we are so appreciative of. I have here to my left a timeline of struggle. In 1957, the city of San Diego leased part of the city's Balboa Park to the Boy Scouts of America, a closed-door group that discriminates against entire portions of San Diego's population for the price of $1 per year. This was the argument that the Worldbeat Center made, because at that time, the Boy Scouts of America was viewed as a sort of a racist, discriminatory institution. In 1989, the City Council approved an amendment to the Balboa Park Master Plan to include the Worldbeat Center, and that was Resolution R 274090. In 1992, the Balboa Park Plan, it was resolved by the City Council, and it included, finally, the Worldbeat Cultural Center, gardens, with $1 million in funding allocated to renovate the building behind me to bring it to code. This is a former water tower. In 1995, the Park and Rec Department issued a letter welcoming the Worldbeat Productions to Balboa Park and a notification of the right of entry to be issued. A long-term lease is promised at that time in 1995. In 1995, the right of entry was issued 6 years after the City Council approved the plan. The building was, however, viewed as unoccupiable, and the city offered no support for construction. This is the fight that Makeda Dread Cheatham and the Worldbeat Center have had to pose. In 1996, the right of entry expired. No lease was issued to the Worldbeat Center, and it entered into a default month-to-month holdover. That's how we got here, a month-to-month holdover. In 2000, bathrooms were built solely using grant money and donations that were raised by Makeda Dread Cheatham and the Worldbeat Cultural Center. In 2001, due to the lack of park maintenance in the south area of the Worldbeat Center, the Worldbeat Center developed a children's garden. In 2002, the Worldbeat Center is issued a certificate of occupancy after nearly 10 years. And in 2003, a San Diego court decided that the Boy Scouts lease of public land in Balboa Park violates the constitutional separation of church and state, and they entered into an appeal. In 2009, the Park and Rec Department staff instructed the Worldbeat Center to pull unnecessary permits for more frequently, but were given written approval to use the parking lot without permits needed. And in 2011, the deputy director, Kathleen Hasenauer, contacts multiple city departments to prevent future permits by SDPD and fire departments and do non-routine inspections of facility, and suddenly issues a letter with a $6,937 invoice for erroneous and false permit changes dating back 2 years. In 2012, hear this, the Worldbeat Center's own parking lot is restriped, limiting space and 2012. I got to go to this first. The Worldbeat Center attended a city council public comment to discuss the land situation. Todd Gloria, who was a council member at the time, voiced his support of the Worldbeat Center along with other council members. In 2012, the Worldbeat Center's own parking lot was restriped, limiting space and assessing multiple bogus fees. In 2013, a federal appeals court ruled in favor of the Scouts and declared the leases legal, never having left. In 2018, the Worldbeat Center received a draft lease from Real Estate Assets. Negotiations were attempted for a 25-year lease, but the last draft reduced a 10-year lease. And in 2019, the park began sending letters pertaining to land use, tax, and other fees, once again threatening the future of the Worldbeat Cultural Center. But the success was monumental because Makeda did not stop fighting. In 2004 and 2005, the Worldbeat Center collaborated with the San Diego County Libraries Program Services Division for the California Cultural Crossroads Pilot Grant to bring Kwanzaa to San Diego Public Libraries, funded by the Institute of Museum and Library Services, MLS. In 2014 through 2018, the Worldbeat Center served as an independent, community-based organization in a 4-year NSF research project examining contextual factors influencing the implementation of projects designed to improve cultural diversity in informal STEM programming. In 2015, the Worldbeat Center received the award for Balboa Park sustainability for the Worldbeat Center's garden, which had a wicking well project. I say all this to say the successes were on and on and on because Makeda and the Worldbeat Center staff persisted. In 2021, Makeda was facing, this center behind me was facing over $30,000 in property tax past due payments, in property tax debt. And my office worked handily with then the taxpayer advocate, Jordan Marks, who is now the county assessor, to bring that down to under $10,000 in property taxes. We fought consistently, no matter what the odds were. And so now we've come to this moment where the San Diego City Council will finally take up a 25-year lease agreement proposal that Makeda has already signed. Together we come as a community, as a city, as residents, as leaders, as civic leaders, to call on the San Diego City Council's Land Use and Housing Committee to approve tomorrow the 25-year lease that is coming before them, and to send this lease to the San Diego City Council to ensure the message is clear. We want you, Balboa Park, San Diego, and San Diego City Council to keep the beat. To keep the beat in Balboa Park and to ensure that we keep building on cultural sustainability for decades and decades and decades to come. Tomorrow is a monumental step in Makeda's journey, in this center's journey. It is not just about Makeda, it's about the center. It's about what the center means to Balboa Park. And without these two centers, culture would not be what it is in Balboa Park. But because of these two centers, culture has been and will continue to be what it is in Balboa Park. And so with that being said, I'm proud that we together will be bringing forth a lease agreement before the San Diego City Council's Land Use and Housing Committee tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And we urge San Diegans to call in, to show up to City Hall, and to share your support for the future of the Worldbeat Center and for the future of Balboa Park. Because together, we have made a monumental step in securing this lease. And with that being said, to discuss the lease, I'm now going to invite the former Director of Real Estate Assets, Ms. Sibel Thompson, who is a senior advisor to me, to talk a little bit about the details of the lease. Sibel?
Thank you, Shane. My name is Sibel Thompson, and just to give you a few details about the lease, we're really excited that Worldbeat has finally signed a 25-year lease with a 10-year extension option in Balboa Park. This will ensure the mission of Worldbeat Center in the community continues long into the future. It's certainly time after not having a written agreement in place since 1995. The rent is a nominal $4,400 a year, goes up by CPI for the 25 years. And importantly, the lease premises has been increased to just under an acre. So if you look behind you, it is expanded outside of just the footprint of the water tower. And this is important because Worldbeat Center continues to produce community programs that are all about nature, and so they really need that outdoor space to do that. The city is also responsible for ADA upgrades, a new parking lot, and exterior lighting, plumbing, repairs, and tree trimming, and this ensures the safety of everyone who's visiting Worldbeat Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Sibel. And I'm now going to invite one of the folks that are documenting history and archiving particularly African American history in our county just to share a few words. I want to remind you all that we're here to call on the City Council's Land Use and Housing Committee to pass this lease through tomorrow. And so there's a number of folks that are here that echo that sentiment. Yvette Porter Moore.
Thank you. It's so very important that we support Makeda Dredd and the Worldbeat Center. She and the center has been a part of our community for a number of years, and I'm excited that we are going to have her in an agreement for another 25 years, the first agreement. And I'm just grateful for this opportunity that we will be able to have our culture here in Balboa Park where it needs to be. This is one of the main places that people come when they come to San Diego, and what a wonderful way to make this happen. Thank you.
At this time, I want to have Bob Lehman, who is the Executive Director of the San Diego Museum Council, to share a few words.
When Makeda's vision came to Balboa Park in 1995, it opened up so much for so many people here in San Diego. It's time for us to show our support for the Worldbeat Center, and it's also time for the city to show its support for the Worldbeat Center. They have brought art, culture, music, and people to San Diego and to Balboa Park, and it's our time now to support them. Thank you.
Brian Gooden, share a few words.
Where would we be without culture? When we look at Balboa Park, it's full of different cultural amenities. The Puerto Rican house, the Sweden house. You have just about every culture represented in this park. So why would you take away this one?
Thank you. Darwin Fishman, Racial Justice Coalition.
Thank you. I'll just share a quick personal note. Not speaking on behalf of Racial Justice Coalition of San Diego, just as a black man, as a father, every year I come and bring my 4 boys to Kwanzaa, and it's a staple. It's part of our lives here. And providing that space and that cultural moment is really important for us. It's one of the times that we come to Balboa Park and we're able to not just engage with the Worldbeat Center, but also learn about the park and what's here. And that my family knows that we have a space here to come to. One of the main moments that my boys will always cherish is being able to hear late Tambuzi, present the Worldbeat Cultural Center during Kwanzaa. And it's those kind of moments that are very special, that are important for us and for the black community here in San Diego. And we're in support of the lease and allowing the Worldbeat Cultural Center to continue to be here and to be here for another generation. Thank you.
Thank you, Darwin. And Paul Kruger.
I'm Paul Kruger with Neighbors for a Better San Diego, and we wholly support this effort today. It's so good to see everybody here working together for this lease. As our community grows and we build more and more, we really need spaces where people can gather, and this is one of the most important ones that we can continue to help. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Paul. And Vicki Morgan.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Vicki Morgan, and I am the founder of the San Diego Women's Drum Circle, which is a 26-year nonprofit organization here in the county, and also the steward of the historic Nate Harrison Ranch. This place has always been my home. Makeda has been my friend for 26 years. This is an emotional experience because of the love that she has shared with so many communities, and it's a multi-generational cultural experience for all people. She has continued to open her home, that I call my home, all these years, and for her to not have what she has given to everyone is beyond. So I am asking, give Makeda what she is asking for, as she has worked for the people for as long as I have known her, which is 26 years. But she has been part of this community. San Diego County has made her imprint on such a positive note. And with that, I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Vicki, and thank you, everyone, for being here. This is just a very good step, and Sibel and I can take any questions at this time. If there's any questions from Fox 5 or any of the media folks.
Quickest question, it involves this too, right? Both of these?
No, it's just this.
No, it's just...
Like this ground right here?
Yeah.
Or is it the fenced off over there?
You can go ahead, Sibel.
Like that little park there?
Yeah, we actually have a copy of the exhibit showing the outline, so that'll help you. But this water tower, it extends out about 10 feet around the water tower and then extends to the back where there's a lot of gardening and nature. Yeah. So it's just under an acre.
The wood chips is basically?
Yeah.
All right, so tomorrow, 1 o'clock p.m., the San Diego City Council's Land Use and Housing Committee will finally take up a 25-year lease proposal. If the Land Use and Housing Committee passes it, they will send it to the San Diego City Council for a final vote. And we are hoping to solidify this lease, hopefully by the end of summer, at latest by the end of the year. And I do note Makeda is getting up there in age. And this is very important to us to get this done because it solidifies not only culture's place in Balboa Park, but her legacy in this city. And I think that this city owes it to her. Vicki brought it up. She's worked incredibly hard. She's the reason why I pay any attention to vegan food. She's the reason why I understand the importance of sound. What is it? She's been doing a lot of the work on the noise.
Sound journeys,
sound healing. And just a number of other things. Environment. There's been no one more of an advocate for the environment than Makeda. And so it is very important to solidify her legacy. So if there's no more points that need to be made, whatnot, we're going to ask everyone to call in via Zoom. We'll get that link out to everybody. If you can't make it to City Hall tomorrow, call in via Zoom and make your case for the Land Use and Housing Committee. City Council, I believe Kent Lee is on that committee, Stephen Whitburn, and Vivian Moreno. Those are the council members that will be reviewing this tomorrow. And I'm asking those council members to approve this lease, and I'm asking the community to make the case because we need to keep the beat and keep the culture strong in Balboa Park. Thank you all for being here, and that concludes our news conference. Thank you.
Hey, Bob. I was just looking at this. What do you do if you know, so many people drive by here with cars. They wonder, they just recently got a new executive director.